If you're only using Claude to ask questions, you're only using about 5% of what it actually can do. Because behind this simple chat window are 5 powerful features that most people don't even know exist. Today we're going to unlock every single one of them so you can decide which ones work with your workflow and so you can be ahead of 99% of Claude users. First up, we have artifacts. Artifacts are what make Claude feel less like a chatbot and more like a tool that can actually build things. Instead of just replying with text, Claude opens up a separate workspace where it can build websites, apps, dashboards, presentations, documents, and interactive tools right in front of you. The best part is you can see the results instantly. If something doesn't look right, just tell Claude what to change. Watch it update in real time and keep improving it without ever starting over. But here's where things get even more interesting. Artifacts aren't just static creations anymore. Some can now connect to tools like Google Sheets and Notion, pulling in data so your projects stay up to date instead of becoming outdated the moment they're created. You can even have Claude generate files like PowerPoint presentations and Word documents. Then you can download them and use them immediately. And when you're finished, you can publish your artifact with a single link. Anyone can open it, explore it, interact with it. So remember this, artifacts are where you build, but every feature I'm about to show you makes those creations even more powerful. The next feature is great for organizing everything you create. That brings us to number 2, projects. Projects is a feature that most Claude users completely overlook. It's what turns Claude from a chatbot you use once into a workspace you can build with for months. Before projects, every new chat felt like I was starting from scratch. I had to keep re-explaining what I was working on, what my goals were, and how I wanted Claude to help me. Here's how it works. A project is basically your dedicated workspace where everything stays in one place. Inside every project, there's 2 things that make it powerful. First, you have project knowledge. This is where you can upload documents, notes, or anything else Claude needs to reference. Think of it as your project's library. Then you have project instructions. This is where you tell Claude how to think, what roles to play, what tone to use, and how you want it to respond every single time. Once those are set up, you stop starting from zero. Claude will already know what you're working on, how you like to work, and what information matters most. But here's a mistake I see a lot of people make. They treat projects like a storage closet and dump everything into them. The more irrelevant information you add, the harder it becomes for Claude to focus on files that actually matter. So instead of uploading everything, only upload the files Claude needs for the task you're working on. Here's one quick tip. If you want the best results, keep your files simple. Markdown is a great option because it's clean, organized, and easy for Claude to understand. Once you set this up correctly, projects become your second brain. And when you combine projects with artifacts, you don't just create things, you build an entire workflow. The next feature takes things a step further because it actually changes how Claude thinks. This brings us to number 3. Custom skills. Custom skills is probably one of the most underrated features in Claude. That's because most people don't even realize it exists. But once you understand it, it completely changes how you use AI. Custom skills lets you teach Claude how you want it to behave in specific situations. So instead of repeating yourself every time, like how you want your responses structured, what tone to use, or how detailed answers should be, Claude automatically follows those instructions whenever that certain type of task comes up. The reason I love skills so much is because you can create skills for writing YouTube scripts, analyzing documents, formatting reports, or any workflow where you want consistent results. You create and manage them through the customized menu in Claude sidebar. Here's the difference between projects and custom skills. Projects store your files, notes, and conversations. Custom skills tells Claude how to respond whenever you're working on a specific type of task. Claude automatically applies the right skill in the background, so you don't have to switch between them manually. If you're not sure where to start, you can even ask Claude to generate custom skills for you. This is where Claude starts to feel more like a software that's customized specifically for you. But the next feature changes something even deeper. It changes how Claude thinks through complex problems. Let's talk about number 4, extended thinking. Extended thinking is a hidden gem in Claude. Normally, Claude responds extremely fast when you ask it something. But when you turn on extended thinking, it takes a little bit more time to work and think through the problem before it gives you an answer. Think of it like giving Claude a digital scratch pad, where it can reason through the problem instead of just jumping to the first response. The result is deeper reasoning, better structure, and better accuracy, especially things like planning, writing, or any task where the first answer usually isn't the best one. But here's something important you need to remember. This isn't a feature you should leave on all the time. For simple questions, you don't need it, and it uses more processing power than necessary. Use it for tasks that actually benefit from deeper thinking. Now that we covered how Claude thinks more deeply, let's look at how it connects with everything outside of Claude. That's where feature number 5 comes in, which is connectors. Connectors are where things start to feel like AI is really taken over. Up until now, everything we've talked about has been inside Claude. But conductors changed that completely. They let Claude connect directly to your other apps and tools so it can pull real information and work across your entire workflow. This is powered by something called MCP, which stands for Model Context Protocol. MCP acts like a bridge between Claude and your digital tools. Instead of only responding to what you type, Claude can now access your connected apps and use real data in its answers. That means your documents, databases, spreadsheets, and productivity tools can all become part of the same workflow. For example, you can ask Claude to write a weekly report. Instead of you copying anything manually, it can pull metrics from GitHub, grab data from Google Sheets, and format everything directly into a Notion page. The important part here is control. MCP only gives it access to the tools and data you allow. You decide exactly what it can and cannot touch. If extended thinking is Claude's brain, connectors are its hands and eyes that gives it access to the outside world so it actually can get work done. And once that happens, Claude is no longer limited to the chat. It can pull in outside context, analyze it, and respond using real-time information. So when you put everything together, artifacts, projects, custom skills, extended thinking, and connectors, you start to realize something. Claude isn't just a chatbot anymore. It's a full system that can create, organize, and connect the tools you already use every day. The difference between casual users and elite users isn't intelligence or experience. It's knowing these features exist and actually using them. But once you start combining them, everything changes. Artifacts lets you build, projects keeps everything structured, custom skills makes Claude adapt to how you work, extended thinking improves its quality of its answers, and connectors bring your workflow into one space. Most people are still using Claude like a basic question and answer tool. But if you made it this far, you're already ahead of most users. The real advantage isn't knowing AI exists, it's knowing how to actually use it properly. And now you do.